Story 1. Single-story makeshift brothel. Colin, classically sensing your intuition, discovered that if an errand guest wants to pay with cash, as opposed to the site's security, it's a wake-up call from the get-go. Upon arrival, he found empty wine and Prosecco bottles, trash cans overflowing with used condoms and wrappers. He suspects that the £90 a night escort made over £6,000 in total in 2 nights. Story 2. Airbnb apartments are turning into a dump. In Sydney, a landlord rented his own apartment for 13 days, hoping that the money he earned could pay off his credit card debt. After a while, she checked the condition of the apartment and went to clean it. It was then that I realized that the visitor had lied about the purpose of his visit. Her apartment was littered with drug paraphernalia, stolen items, and bloodied objects. In total, the guests and their visitors caused $12,000 worth of damage. Story 3. My husband and I booked an Airbnb for 2 nights in Florida. The pictures looked so beautiful. They had a small private beach with great reviews, so I thought it would be fine. If you look closely, it's all glass. Floor-to-ceiling clear glass, a half-door bathroom with no curtains, etc., and a wicker door leading to another house. The only shower room was small and open with no doors. The worst part was that the Airbnb was next to the owner's house, and the balcony overlooked the house and shower. They said they would never go out on that balcony, but most of the time we were there, training where they could see us. Story 4. I booked Coeur d'Alene through Airbnb for my husband's cousin's wedding. We stayed with his brother and sister-in-law in a 2-bedroom house. It had a large patio. When we rented the apartment, we were told there were 6 of us, and he said he wanted to tell people that he was in the basement with his child. When we got back from dinner that night, she was in the kitchen making popcorn for the kids. I was so embarrassed that I kept saying I wanted to be one of them. Story 5. My girlfriend and I go to the California desert every summer and have always had a great experience with Airbnb. However, the last house was an exception. The house clearly didn't belong to Airbnb. It was the tenant's main residence, and the fridge was more than half full of their own food. The drain tank was full of green algae. It took more than 3 hours to clean and prepare for use. The site was under construction, so there were piles of broken concrete, wood, wire, and bags of dry cement everywhere. Upon checking in, I was told not to go out barefoot if my nails were loose. We were also informed that the entire open facility was under surveillance. This made us feel very uncomfortable, and we didn't want to participate in the usual drunken moonlight dance for fear of being seen. House in the desert. Story 6. Imagine this scenario. It's already late and dark. I just got home from months of cross-country fighting. Just take a hot shower and lie down on a comfortable bed. I opened the door, put down my luggage, and turned on the light to find a young couple sleeping on the bed. This is exactly what happened to the part-time Californian after she returned home from Chicago. The owner of the apartment, Robert Corwin, thought it strange that there was a new coca on the coffee table and there was no alcohol in the bedroom from what he borrowed. Leave without warning. His. Story 7. It wasn't as bad as most of the nightmares on this list, including the lack of poop, but my own Airbnb disaster happened about a year ago in a small remote town called Chicago in the rice fields. At 3 a.m., my girlfriend and I were awakened by a knock on the door. There were more than 20 firefighters in the doorframe. It's every guy's, and my girlfriend's fantasy, right? By the looks of it, the gas leak was terribly unsafe, and the barbershop downstairs was spewing hotter gas than my Facebook friends on election day. I had to leave the hotel and find a room, but at least at 4 a.m. I saw 3 firefighters enter the metal door lock, so I was alone. And it's nice to know that this isn't about orgies of big beautiful women and poop-covered sofas.